good.
Okay. Are you okay to be?
Sure.
All right.
Do we have anyone tuning in?
There are 5 people currently.
Hi guys! Thanks for joining! This is pretty exciting. This is new for everyone. So I'm just pulling up our chat. If you have a Gmail account, you can participate in the chat. We'll have a couple questions. We'll do some games. So say hi in the chat. I'd love to find out who's watching if you want. You don't have to, but I'd love to say hi. Naomi, if anyone knows Naomi, she's also in the chat, so be sure to say hi to her. How do I get to that link?
If you just go to our...
I found it. I'll get there. I'll get there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Awesome. So we'll get started in just a couple minutes, maybe 4 minutes or so. So get a snack. I just had some donair, which was delicious. And I can see my onion rings, so I might get those. But we'll get started in about 4 minutes. Oh, I need to adjust the volume. I can hear myself.
Do you want your headphones so then you can hear?
No. I feel like I'll just do better just talking. It does! Is that Oakley? It does! So there's a question. Did Brad have a donair? No, he did not. He had a spicy chicken burger and tater tots. Have you had a donair before?
No. And it breaks Brad's heart that I haven't.
He's also never had a donair.
I have had donair sauce. I had donair pizza with Brad that one time. I'm going to just sit here and be part of this. So I've had donair sauce on pizza, but I haven't had actual donair.
Okay. We can just see, like, the top of you. Okay, what did everyone have for dinner?
Ooh.
I had donair and onion rings. Brad had chicken burger and tots. What did you guys have? Oh, it's really low res right now, or is that just me?
No. The alternative is that it is going to load a lot slower.
Okay, so it might just be a low res stream tonight. Hey. Yeah, there is a consensus, Brad, that you need to try donair. That should be a whole youth night. Can we just make it Brad's donair experience? Quesadillas? Yummy! I love quesadillas. Now I kind of want a quesadilla. And salad. Guys, I just had dinner and I'm already hungry. Okay, so if you're just joining us, I love all the chat stuff. This is awesome. So if you haven't been in the chat, we need a Gmail account. So if you have your Gmail account, log into that and feel free to participate in the chat. I'll be trying to scan some questions. Naomi, one of our youth leaders, is also in the chat as well. So if somebody asks a question and I just happen to miss it, she'll either text me or post it again in the chat to make sure all questions get answered. Brad, my husband, is also here. He's in the background right now, but he's helping to make sure everything is running as smoothly as it can. Because we've had to get really creative this week. And so if you are anywhere in the world right now, I'm hoping you're at home. So this is just Kids on Track's way of staying safe and staying healthy, but still staying engaged. So you're tuning into Kids on Track, our Shift Youth Night. And tonight is Real Talk. And the Real Talk tonight is my story. And so when I was thinking about, hello everyone, hi Sarah! Yeah, so when I was thinking about what to do for Real Talk, can I just see, like, hand emojis if anyone has seen a TED Talk? I just, like, put up your little hand emoji if you've ever seen a TED Talk. Anyways, I really like them, and so we'll get to that later, in just a couple minutes. But yeah, I figured we could start off with a couple games. So the first game we have is the music lyric emoji sentences. So, hey, look at all these hands. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, TED Talks everywhere. Aren't they awesome? Where are we right now?
It's about a 10 second.
Okay, I can see it. Okay, so now that I see that everyone's using emojis, which is awesome, we are going to do our first icebreaker because I think we have some people tuning in from all over. We're going to do music lyric emoji game. So what we're going to do is get your little emojis ready and come up with a music lyric that you know that is pretty popular and try to make it into emojis. And I will try to guess, and Naomi in the chat is also going to try to guess. So, on your marks, get set, go. Okay. I love TED Talks. And while you guys are doing that, I'll just do another recap real quick. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. We are doing a live stream tonight because it's just safer to be home tonight. And so Kids on Track with our Shift Youth group, we're trying our best to stay in communication and have fun and also stay safe and do what we're supposed to do to keep everyone healthy. Oh, Brad's got the first one.
Cowboy baby.
I have never heard this song, so Brad just posted.
It's not a very good part in the song. It's like a random verse. Oakley asked a question.
Oh, Oakley asked a question. Are we making the name of the song or the lyrics? Either one. The name of the song or the lyrics. If you've got a song in your head and it's, you know, that 10-second clip of a song you just can't get out of your head, try to make that out of emojis. The more emojis, the better. Okay, Annalyn's got one. Oh gosh, guys, they're coming in quick. Okay, we can do this. Yeah, I need to scroll. Okay, let's see. I don't think this is the one, but it makes me think of the Spice Girls song. Stop right now, thank you very much. Is that the right one? Give me a thumbs up if it is, a thumbs down if it's not. And down. Don't stop. Is he angry? No.
Oh, no for Annalyn.
I saw that. Okay. What's the point? Pointing down. Don't stop.
Down, stop. Wait. Or it's down, don't stop. Person?
Blonde? Boy? He's happy? I don't know. Maybe, Naomi, you can help with this one. Okay, Annalyn, I'm still thinking about yours. I don't know.
UXXX.
Also, is it a song? How about give me a hint? With Annalyn, give me a hint. Oh. This is very hard. So if you're just tuning in, Kids on Track Shift Youth, we are going live and we're playing a lyric emoji game. And so we're trying to guess in the chat what the emojis are to the song lyrics. And it is really hard. It is a lot harder than I expected. Let's see. Okay, there's another one. All I think of is Baby Swap. And again, I don't think that's a song. Okay. Okay, Naomi, that's all you, because I don't have TikTok. Guys, I'm a little bit old. I don't have TikTok.
I have TikTok. I'm older than you.
Okay, Brad. Well, then, Brad, maybe you can help.
With which one?
Anna Lynn. She said it's part of a TikTok song.
Oh.
You don't. Okay, I can see that now. We were Oakley's hint. It's the first one is you.
You stop. You don't stop. Blonde person.
You don't stop, Blondie. I don't know.
Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Is that what it's supposed to be? Queen?
Oh, it's the name of the song.
Oh.
Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Ooh, ooh.
It would be you don't stop something. You can't stop me. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, he said yeah.
Yeah.
Y-E-E. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
No. Okay. Well, hey, that worked out
Shoddy
great.
got it. I think
Shoddy, you got it. Yeah, Brad Short. Hi, Brad Short. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, this is really hard. I didn't know any of these ones.
Andy Minio.
Can I just see a hand up if people know that song? A little hand up emoji. I really like emojis, so this is very challenging and very fun for me. Okay. I think if anyone has any other ones, oh, we're learning. Okay, all the cool kids. That's great. Well, okay, so we are gonna go actually onto our second icebreaker game, and this one you gotta pay attention. So if you got a pen and paper, if you don't, get that now, or text. That also helps. I've got my phone right here, but Naomi is going to be posting these questions in the chat as well. But what we're gonna do is, if you see, you don't have to answer. We want you to just to kind of get to know each other. But we're gonna ask a question, and then what I want you to do is write down or track who agrees with you. So the first question is, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And if you see, I think I'm an extrovert. I'm more extroverted. But if you see someone who is also an extrovert, make sure you flag their name and text it so that you can remember. It's just a way to kind of say, hey, me too. And that we'll come back to that in my real talk. So the first question is, like I said, are you an introvert or an extrovert? There's a good question. Introverts tend to they recharge when they're by themselves, and extroverts recharge when they're in groups of people. So I am more of an extrovert, and Brad, my husband, is definitely more of an introvert. So he likes his chill time to be alone. Sometimes my chill time is actually with a group of friends. So. Okay.
Ian's mostly an introvert. Brad, extrovert.
Is that Alicia?
Oh, you're right. That's Alicia. It's because he's something ninja is what he's got in his.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Introvert, extrovert. We got, okay. Hands up for the extroverts. And the introverts. Okay, let's do second question. What do you prefer? Christmas or Halloween? Oh, we're still got people coming.
Yeah, delay.
Feel free, guys, if you see the questions, you can keep answering as you see them. I just asked the question, which do you prefer, Christmas or Halloween? Christmas. Ooh, I want to say something. Create a channel. Oh, yeah. Christmas.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. It's just cozy.
I put Naomi in a timeout by accident.
So Naomi has been put in timeout, apparently.
I'm still learning some of the streaming systems for YouTube, so I apologize. I thought I was making it like stick above the other comments, but in fact I was removing it. So I apologize that she has now disappeared for 300 seconds.
That's okay. So I like Christmas a lot. I like that it's cozy. Brad sometimes gets on my case because I decorate a little bit too early, but I just like to be warm and home safe and cozy and wrapped up in a blankie, and especially when the Christmas tree is all lit up. It's one of my favorites. But my favorite season is actually fall. So this was a tough one because I do really like the time of year when Halloween happens, but I think Christmas is my favorite holiday of the two. R.I.P. Naomi. She'll be back soon. So the next one is... Okay, well then let's have a moment of silence for Naomi. How much longer is she in timeout for?
I don't know. 300 seconds minus whatever has gone by.
Okay. We'll go to the next question. She'll copy these in, or Brad can too. The next question we're going to ask is, do you prefer sour or sweet candy? Do you like sour keys, or do you like, I don't know, what's a sweet candy? Chocolate. Yeah, I don't have 300 seconds to wait.
So, for those wondering, Naomi's response to what just happened, that was her response.
Hold on. Stay there. Okay.
Well, it'll
Oh, yeah.
stay there for the same time. Sorry, Naomi.
How rude. We love you, Naomi. Sweet or sour candy?
Sweet. Definitely sweet.
Sweet.
Don't get me started on spicy candy.
Ooh. No. I like sweet. I'm really not a fan of sour candy. Yes, okay, chocolate, yes. I love chocolate. I love chocolate a little too much sometimes. Okay, let's do question 4. Summer or winter? Can only pick one. Summer or winter?
Fall?
Nope. Summer or winter?
Oh, Alawang's on. She says sour.
I know, I saw that. Summer! What? And fall? Yeah.
Oh. And neither.
Winter forever. Okay. So, while we're answering this question, I see a couple new names, so we'll just say hello again. So, if you're just tuning in, we are live with Kids on Track. We're doing a modified Real Talk, and we're getting creative because pretty much the world is asked to stay home, and it's helping to keep everyone as much as possible healthy and safe. And so Kids on Track, wanting to stay engaged and having fun, we came up with this idea. So we are live from our living room, and we're going to do a Real Talk tonight. And so the question we just asked was summer or winter. And so if you have a Gmail account, you can chime in on the chat. We'd love to hear all the feedback. So yeah, join in.
Keith his favorite is monsoon season?
Is that a New Zealand thing?
Yeah, we don't have too many monsoon seasons in Canada.
No. Okay. It's Keith. Okay, and the last question we are going to get to before Real Talk is your favorite movie, action or comedy? Ooh, that's a good question.
Are you amazed at your own question?
I didn't come up with the questions.
Oh.
Naomi came up with all the questions, so round of
Action
applause
or
for
comedy?
Naomi. Action or comedy? What's your favorite movie genre?
No doubt.
Both.
Oh, Fidan. Fidan says
Both. Okay, I could do both. Is Jackie Chan your favorite movie then, Brad Short? Is he a movie or is he an actor?
My every Marvel movie ever. Yes. Aaron and I full-heartedly approve. I can speak on his behalf. Because he's watched them more than I have.
Yeah.
Awang says comedy.
Yeah. Give me a good comedy movie. They're good. I think I'm pretty picky. I like most action movies, but comedy for me I'm pretty picky about. So I think on this one I'll have to pick action. What about you, Brad?
It's a mood thing. Like, I gotta be right in the right mood. Definitely action more often than not, but sometimes I just want a good comedy, you know?
You just need a good laugh.
Right? Sometimes you just need a good laugh. And Brad Short isn't always available.
I know. That's okay. All right.
Fidan. Yes, because Tom Holland. Fast and the Furious.
Answer of the night. Yes, because Tom Holland. Okay. Well, that actually... I'm back, y'all! Woo! Hands up for Naomi!
We give her another little timeout. There, I did the right thing this time.
Excellent! Okay, so... Guys, we're gonna get started, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before, but we're gonna have a lot of fun, and like I said earlier, Naomi is now back in the chat, so if you ask a question and I happen to miss it, I do see it on the screen, but if it just scrolls up, she'll make sure that it gets answered, and feel free to post any questions that you have. You do need a Gmail account though, and I just want to make sure all my bases are covered. So chat, you need a Gmail. We're with Kids on Track Shift Youth. We're doing Real Talk tonight, live from the living room of Brad and Kate Halsey. And yeah, we're so glad you're here. So, Real Talk. I kind of mentioned before we got started that I really love TED Talks. And so, I'm just going to grab my water. But I figured tonight, instead of just just telling you my whole life story, that I would break it into something like a TED Talk. And so when I was thinking about what to share, I decided to do the 5 things I've learned in my 28 years of existence. I've learned a lot more than that, but I think the 5 things that have stuck with me, that they just keep coming back, that they're super important and they're helpful, and yeah, they've been a big part of my life. And so we're going to go through the 5 things that I've learned in my 28 years of existence. So, the first one. Oh, before I get started, we actually have a couple questions with each of these points. So, Naomi's going to put in TED Talk water bottle. Yes, exactly. Every good TED Talker has a water bottle. But before we get started, we're going to be putting some reflection questions in with each point. So, just to give you a heads up on that. And we also have a couple things. We've got some Bible verses. So, as I go through the points, Naomi's going to be posting the questions and the Bible verses. And so, I would encourage you guys, if somebody's up for it, as soon as she posts the reference, to find it and post it in the chat, just so that we can kind of all see what's going on.
Oakley. Well,
exactly.
I have addresses for the most of you, so as well as know most of your parents, actually all of your parents, so there may be consequences.
Okay. So, did we cover all that? Bible verses, find the references, post them in the chat, ask questions, let's engage, let's have fun. Send a random emoji just to keep things moving. So, point number 1 is reach out to the ones left out. I remember when I was in 1st grade, there was a classmate of mine whose name was Julia, and she didn't really fit in with groups, and it made me really sad. What?
Sandy. Because there's a delay, so they're still commenting on previous things.
Oh, I was like, what? Okay, back up. So there was a classmate of mine named Julia, and she had a hard time. She wasn't invited to a lot of things, and I just remember wanting to include her, and especially at recess or at lunch, inviting her to sit with our group. And one of the things that my mom always taught me was it's more important to be kind. Forget about being successful, having a lot of money. If you are not kind, you are missing out on just the foundation of what it means to be human. And so that was the first point. Reach out to the ones left out, and because you never know, sometimes that person becomes your very best friend.
Hey, Ezra.
Hey, awesome. So, did Naomi post the question by chance? So the first question, let's see. She's got a couple questions. Have you ever been left out or made to feel other than included? And so the scripture for that one is Matthew 5, verses 1 through 12. Matthew 5, verses 1 through 12. Who's going to find that one first? I see she's putting it up. And I'll give you a hint. It's called, the passage is often called the Beatitudes. That's kind of a hard word, the Beatitudes. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to. You can if you want. By all means, this is open for discussion, but if I see... Oh, there you go. Absolutely. You can if you want. They're just for reflection questions or for conversation. We were just talking about dinner. Ezra, that's awesome. Mozzarella sticks. Yeah, and it's really tough to be left out, and I've been on the receiving end of being left out too, and it's really not fun, and that's where empathy comes in. If you know what it feels like, don't make another person feel that way. Reach out and be intentional with your relationships. Like I said, it's the base of being human. So the passage we're looking for is Matthew 5 verses 1 through 12. And so that is, blessed are those who are poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom. Oh, did somebody post it? Dun, da, da. I'm just going to pull it up quick. There we go. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom. And for God to say that it is, for God to say that it is a blessing to be poor in spirit, to be humble, is kind of counterintuitive for our culture. But for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And how cool is that? That to be humble in spirit, to understand blessed are the merciful, so they will be shown mercy. To walk with that quiet humility and mercy for everyone is really important. And as it says, like there's favor from God when we live that life. Okay. Is there more to this? I'm coming over, Ezra. Ezra, I hope you made a lot of mozzarella sticks, because you're going to have a lot of people coming over. Okay, point 2. Where is my TED Talk water bottle? What? There's a comment. What do I have? Yes. Being humble is super difficult in a society that favors the boastful. True. I always kind of think of it as like being a little bit rebellious because our society favors the boastful, that I feel rebellious against the culture that I live in to try to walk with that. Sorry, it's a little bit of an inside scoop. I feel rebellious when I'm like, yeah, that's right, I'm being merciful, because it's hard to be. It's hard to be, but you can do it because of the grace of God. Okay, so And Randy is by far the humblest. That's also just a fun word. So, point 2 is be brave and think for yourself, but also find a healthy support network, because community is essential. So it takes courage to think for yourself and to maybe, like Brad said, to go against the crowd, to go against society, but also find yourself a healthy community that's going to support you and encourage you and help you become better. That doesn't always mean agreeing. Sometimes that means being challenged a little bit, and that's healthy. And so that's point number 2, is to be brave and think critically about your life, but also find healthy community. And so I think I was stirring my soup. Exactly like Shift. Shift is the perfect example of a healthy community. We're here to support each other and to learn and to grow and to make each other better. And we make each other better because we care and we have truth to fall back on. When we know we can go to Scripture to find the truth, we have truth to fall back on. So, the soupy kind, Sammy, that's maybe this... Okay, what do we got? The passages I picked out for this one were Proverbs 13:20 and Matthew 5, verses 14 to 16. So, Proverbs, let me see. Okay, so I'll do the Matthew verse first. So Matthew 14 and 15 is the city on a hill. And that you're a city on a hill, therefore let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. That each of you have a light, and you have a purpose, and you have a gift, and to let that light shine, to not be afraid to let that out, to whatever it is, whether it's art, or music, or sports, or speaking, or writing, whatever it is, to let that light shine, because it's given to you for a purpose. And having a community around you that can help identify what that light is, and then also help you learn how to make it brighter, learn what you're supposed to do with it, is really important. Me too, Sammy. Matthew 5 verse 16 is one of my favorites. Let your light shine. Don't shy away from it. You're not meant to be hidden. You're not meant to be hidden under a bushel. You're meant to exude that light, because it actually helps other people emit light as well. And what's I think Nelson Mandela gets credit for this, but I think it was actually a woman who said it first. But we're not afraid. Our biggest fear is fear itself, but who are we to be afraid? Because we're children of God, and when we overcome that fear and let our light shine, we actually create a space for other people to do the same. So let your light shine, something like that. But yeah. So okay, and then Proverbs 13:20, real quick. Let me see. Let me pull that up. Right, this one is about friendship. So Proverbs 13 verse 20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." And it's a pretty stark reminder that if you walk with the wise, you become wise. And if you walk with fools, you might suffer. One of my favorite quotes, not a scripture verse, but is, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." Who you surround yourself with will start to permeate your life. So choose wisely. Dun, dun, dun. There's mad reverb right now. Are we good now? No, mic is echoing. Should I just keep talking? Will it fix itself? Okay, Brad is nodding that I should just keep talking. Talk through the reverb. Oh, it's loud again. Thumbs up. Yay, it's loud again. Okay, so I don't have to get louder. Brad's shaking his head. I should not get louder. But I want to. Okay. So now I'm just reading. Okay, it seems okay. Yes, keep talking. Let Brad do his stuff. Perfect.
I'm reading older.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. I have a little bit of a delay, so I apologize if I'm sounding a little bit off right now. All right, we got thumbs up across the board, so we will keep going. Point 3 is know your worth. So the verses that I have picked out for this are Luke 12, verses 6-7, and the one verse, John 10:10. And I really encourage you guys to look up these verses. Luke 12, 6-7. Again, I said this before, but if you want to find these, copy and paste, search on Google, and post them in the chat. That'd be super helpful. There you go, Naomi. I'm going to put Brad in a timeout. Can I put Brad in a timeout? No. Oh, I can't. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste this one quick. Luke 12, 6-7 is, this is when Jesus is talking, he's teaching, and it says, "Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet none of them is forgotten by God. Indeed, the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." Guys, the hairs on your head are numbered. Like, nothing about you is unknown to God. In fact, he cares that much that he is aware of the hairs on your head. I'm not even aware of the hairs on my head. Well, I try to be. Sometimes they go everywhere. But even down to the hairs on your head, you are known, and you're so valuable. And so that was something, it actually took me a really long time to know that. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Oakley. So it took me a really long time to kind of grasp that in the Psalms it says, "You knit me together in my mother's womb, and you knew me before." Like, R.I.P.
Should be reconnecting. Hold up. Wait a minute. There you go. Back.
Are we back? Or you've been here for a while? Hello again. Log into your Gmail account and join the chat. That certainly started up the chat. So anyways, we were just talking about how important it is to know your worth, and know your worth because you're created by God and how much he loves you. And so I was just talking about John 10:10. Also one of my most favorite verses of all time, because again, this is where Jesus is teaching his disciples. He says, "The thief comes to kill and destroy, but I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." So Jesus came not just to redeem us from our sins, but so that we can live a life of freedom and of grace and to be fully alive. And it is something that I can't even describe. When you trust Jesus with your life and allow him to show you what your purpose is, that's what he's talking about. To live it to the full, to have #no regrets. I just did that. Oh no, we got it back. We're all good. Brad just got yeeted. Did you see that comment?
YOLO, Maya.
YOLO. So, yeah. I think when they say, oh my gosh, #YOLO, #no regrets. But anyways, John 10:10, Jesus came so that we can live life and live it to the full. He died so that we can be set free, and he rose again so that we no longer have to fear death. So that's how valuable you are, that he was willingly do that for you. And if you have questions about what that means, you can reach out to any one of us. Like I said, I'll be here on #no regrets. Add a no in there. But yeah, talk to Brad, talk to Naomi, talk to myself, any one of the leaders. We can help walk through that, because that's kind of a lot of stuff.
They can ask here if they want to.
You can ask here if you want to. I'm going to need my water bottle, but yes, you can. Let me grab water. How we doing, Brad? We're okay.
Camera may or may not die at some point.
Okay.
Other than that, we are good.
Hey, we got a viewer from Toronto. Hi!
Hi, Don Halsey from Toronto.
I know that last name. Yeah!
Some of you have actually met him. He was at last year's Mario Kart night, and he wore a high-vis vest and sat on a chair and directed the karters into the Rainbow Road room.
That's awesome. Yes! So, Brad and I invited our families. So if you see a Halsey or a Croft, that's probably one of us. So yeah. Where were we? Point 3, know your worth. Did my phone just light up? Did I get a text? Oh, nope. Sorry, I thought Naomi texted me. I was like, I don't want to miss that. Hey, they're both there. What was your mom doing at Mario Kart?
She was blowing up balloons. She blew up like 60 balloons. It's so many balloons.
That's amazing.
Brad's back.
Brad is back. I doth return. Where did you go? Don't
bumped.
answer that. Oh, did he? How? I was wondering why he was so quiet. Okay. So,
Recap.
yeah. So because we got a couple new listeners, we'll just do a really quick recap. We are live from our living room with Kids on Track Shift Youth, and we are getting super creative. And so this is a first, I think, for everyone. But we're doing a live stream for Real Talk, and that's our once a month talk to get a little bit more in depth with just thoughts and feelings and living life. And so tonight we are doing my Real Talk, which we will get to. I'm doing a little bit of a TED Talk. So the 5 things I've learned in my 28 years of existence, and I've learned more than that. I've learned more than 5 things, but these are the things that I've learned about what it means to be human and to be to walk in faith, and how my life has been changed. So thanks for joining, and feel free to chime in on the chat. Actually, can we pause real quick, because I didn't do this one at the beginning and now I really want to. Oh, and I got Brad's attention. I really want to see your favorite emojis. So everyone find the one that you use the most, or whatever it is, like the one that, just send your favorite emoji on your marks, get set, go. I just want to see what comes up, because these are super fun. And I'm going to try to put one in too. I don't know if it's...
Naomi kicked him out now.
Is it going to be longer?
No, it's the same amount of time.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can.
You can.
I can't?
I can make you a moderator.
No, to post an emoji.
Oh, yeah, you can post an emoji. You just have to do it on your phone. Maya, you can tell us your favorite emoji, or you can try and make it out of letters. If you're on a laptop and you can't do emojis, you can get creative.
Yeah.
Try and find another way.
My favorite emoji, here, I'll try to describe my favorite emoji. It's like the little grimacing face. Like, it looks super excited, and it's just like...
Is that the sound it makes?
Yes. Oh, cowboy hat! Sammy, I really love the trumpet, too. That's amazing. Oh, look at all those! Yes! It's called copy and paste. What? Okay. I don't even know if I can shift. Favorite emojis.
My favorite is definitely... Maybe not favorite, but I definitely do this one the most.
Yes! Sarah! That one!
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what did you say?
The thumbs up. I do it the most. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I definitely do it all the time.
Is that your... That's your favorite... Brad got put in timeout. Naomi decided he needed a timeout, so Brad got put in timeout. He'll be back in approximately 200 seconds?
Something like that. He got yeeted again.
He sure did. I'm not about to yeet. I don't even know what that is. Brad is on...
Other Brad? Like this one talking? Or Brad Short?
Other Brad.
Yeah.
He's in timeout.
He's in timeout. So Naomi set him so he can't say anything for like 2 minutes.
But he can still see what you're saying. He just can't say anything back. So maybe, can we just all do an emoji that describes Brad Short if you know Brad Short? What is this?
Randy and Keith. The one talking is right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Brad wanted me to recap the points I've already talked about. Yes. Sorry, we got a little distracted with the emoji game. Yes! Sorry, I did also ask him to send in emojis that describe Brad Short, because he can't respond right now. And while you're doing that, we'll do a quick recap of our talk so far. So, I was doing kind of the 5 points that I've learned about life so far, and we're just about to go into point 4. But the first 3 were, 1, reach out to the ones left out. And the Bible, let's see, the scripture for that one was Matthew 5, verses 1 through 12, which is also called the Beatitudes. Point 2 was to be brave and think for yourself, but also find a healthy community that's going to help you grow. And the scripture for that one was Proverbs 13:20 and Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 and 16. And then timeout. Give me 1 more second. I'll finish point 3 and then we'll do timeout. That's awesome. Okay, and then point 3 was know your worth. And the passages I picked for that was in the book of Luke, chapter 12, verses 6 and 7. And then the verse in John 10, verse 10. And that one's probably one of my favorite verses of all time. So please, I implore you to look those up. And thanks again for joining us. And Naomi is going to be posting questions and the verses again, so if you want to come back and look those up, we can totally do that. We might even try to make them available. I don't know if we can do that online. Brad is nodding. That's a good sign. And Brad Short still isn't back yet. Alicia, how is Brad doing? Because it's been a long time.
Sorry, he's making extra comments.
Cool. I love these. Yep. The bow and arrow and the dice. Random. Don't make sense, but still awesome.
Question 1 and 2 are the same.
Oh. Naomi, question 1 and 2 are the same. Well, Brad, we're glad you're back. I see nothing's changed. Oops. Oops. Okay. Why does part of me think that Naomi isn't really sorry for the oops? It's like a oops. Okay. So, how are we doing? Thumbs up? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Get your arms shaking. Brad is dancing behind the camera. You can't see this right now, but Brad is literally just like noodle dancing. Here he comes. Just for all of you, here he comes. This is really funny to watch it. That's my husband, ladies and gentlemen. It's just your tummy, too. That's amazing. Okay. Party time. All right. So we
That's weak noodle. I got a weak noodle.
It's been a long week. It's been a crazy week. So, we recapped the 3 points, and now we will start on to the last 2. So, point 4. Go for it. Why not? It takes time, but it's worth it. Go for it. The verse I picked here was Hebrews 12, verse 1. And so some of you may have heard this one. It's pretty popular. And it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us cast off all hindrance and run the race set before us with endurance." And it just talks about run the race. We each have one, and they probably aren't. They're not all the same. We're all supposed to do something else, but go for it. I was telling a couple of you. I don't know if you guys know this, but anyways, I'm trying to get into grad school, which is pretty exciting. And it's... What's that? What is grad school? Brad's asking what grad school is. Well, graduate school is after you graduate university. It's a next step in education. If any of you know Emily or Penguin, she was in school for her master's, and she actually just recently passed. So if you see her, give her a high five. Or an elbow. Give her an elbow. And so... I'm coming back to that comment about Ninja's history. But yeah, go for it. It's scary. There was... this has kind of been this has been a 6-year journey. So this actually started before I even knew Brad. I kind of knew what I wanted to do and just have been waiting and seeing what God is going to do. And I trust that He will bring things to fruition that He has said would happen. So you go for it. And now I'm going to come back to the chat real quick.
And thank you, Oakley, for that beautiful screenshot. Oh, yeah. That's a winner right there.
Can I see this?
Yeah, you'll see it in a second.
Oh, Olga said her computer keeps restarting.
Oh, no. Yeah, you can watch on your phone.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing any screenshot.
You looked away. It just popped up.
Oh, no. Wait, where?
Here, I'll just show you.
Okay, I'm still... Let's see, Olga. Let's see, restarting. That's amazing. The perks of having youth that are good with technology. That's awesome.
Well, you can press the print screen button quickly.
But he hit it at the perfect time. Shoot, Olga, yeah, try watching it on your phone. If you've got the link, I'll miss them. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so go for it. And I think it kind of comes back to the John 10:10. That He came so that we can have life and have it to the fullest. So finding out what your purpose is and going for it. And I know some really cool people that have amazing stories. Like someone I know very close to me who may or may not still be watching is a pharmacology instructor. And she works with addiction recovery. And that's her passion. And she's so good at it. And I think of Brad, who really loves working with youth and working with you guys and has fun. And with the tech stuff and teaching scripture and music and all the fun things that we get to do and camping, and go for it. Find what you love to do. Maybe it's baking. Maybe it's let's see. That's a good question. Maybe it's baking. Maybe it's music, maybe it's computer, maybe it's gaming, whatever it is. It takes effort. It's not just gonna fall into your lap, but you gotta work for it, and I promise it's worth it. Me, yes. I was wondering if she would chime in. So grad school, there is a program here. Guys, it's also a prayer request, so if you think of it, please pray. But the program that I'm hoping to apply for is at the University of Alberta It is a combination master's program, so it's an MBA, a Master's of Business Administration, as well as a Master's of Agriculture in community nutrition focus. So if you know me, my heart is about food, and this actually ties in with what I had been working on for a long time. So this is kind of exciting. U of A, University of Alberta. So yeah, that's what we're working towards right now, and that's where we're at. It's hard work. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard work. Brad's been really patient, but we're going for it. Are you watching TikTok?
No, I'm watching Anna Lynn's live.
Anna Lynn is live. Okay. So, she's gonna learn how to plant. Yes. And then run a business. Hopefully. Guys, again, prayer, because this is all new. But we're trying. We're going for it. I feel like I sounded like Goofy right there. No? Just me? A little bit? Okay. And let's see. Naomi, did you post the Naomi, did you post the questions? There's just
Henceforth, masticate.
Henceforth. Not yet. I need to get in first. Oh. Naomi, are the questions posted? Yes. Do you have dreams, long or short? Hey, yeah. If you guys have the questions about this one, do you have any dreams for your life, long or short term, and what are they? Again, we'd love to see them on here. If not, just write them down, because you never know what will happen, but just write them down.
I know a fact, some of the youth watching right now definitely have some dreams, long and short, that they've shared with me. That some of them are pretty interesting and pretty cool. It'd be cool if some of them shared. But there's definitely some people in this group right now that have shared some pretty interesting things they want to be doing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Brad wants to sing a musical at any opportunity.
I'm pretty sure he wants to be a Pokemon master, though. Just based on this. No. It's going till 8. Right? 8-ish, till we finish. Correct. Yes. I do not have the breath in my lungs to talk till 9, and I don't think y'all want to listen to me till 9, so... Brad is agreeing! Okay.
I'm agreeing, like, we could listen to you.
We can listen.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun! Okay. And... Round 5. Can I see a series of drum roll emojis? Because this one's really fun. And while you do that, I have to go grab a book, so I'll be right back. Ugh.
Intermission.
Okay. Are we back? And we're back. Does anyone else tuck when they sit down? Do they just like tuck their leg in? Because I feel like I perch all the time. But, look at all those drum rolls! And the saxophone. We got the whole freaking band. Excellent. I feel like we're in New Orleans. We got the drums, we got the sax, we got piano. We got a whole jazz ensemble now. And the hands. Jazz hands. This is really entertaining. I like the emojis. Okay. So, point 5. And I have talked about him a lot. So this should come as no surprise, but the biggest thing that I have learned in my entire life of existence is that God is real and that God is good. He is well aware of your life, and whether you even know it or not, He is guiding it. And so, sorry, there's Oh, did it just die?
Yep.
We got it out, though.
We can still keep going. It's okay. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. I'll switch to the computer itself.
Okay.
It's gonna get tricky in a second.
Okay.
And I knocked over. Let's see if that goes up. There you go.
Are we back?
Yep.
It's the plague. I was texting Naomi.
This is what they see.
Okay. Okay.
Ah.
So we're gonna make shift. It's their faces.
The best part.
We really did get timed out. The camera died. So, but we got the biggest part out. So, 0.5 of the 5 things I've learned in my 28 years is that God is real and God is good and that He is for you and guiding your life, even though sometimes it's hard to recognize that. And there have definitely been seasons in my life. I don't even know they can see me.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's what they say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there have been seasons in my life where I don't feel Him close, and sometimes that can be really hard. But when I was in grade 5, and I wrote a book called The Girl Who Moved. And 6 months later, my family and I moved to Canada. And I thought I was psychic. Is that okay?
They said they're hearing double audio. It's just.
How about this? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I feel like the old TELUS commercial.
I think it was Verizon.
Oh, it was a Verizon?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Good. Well, this is a first for everyone. We're learning.
You should be able to hear us now.
A little? Not really? Yes. Yes. And it chimed on and I thought I was psychic. LOL. Yes. Yeah. Grade 5 Kate definitely thought I was psychic because I wrote a book and literally emotionally processed what it would be like to move away from everyone that I know. And then my family and I moved to Canada from small town Colorado. So that was one of the first instances where I recognized, like, okay, God is doing stuff even though I don't see what's happening right now. I can look back and see that. Move your face, Brad. That's so funny. So, yeah. And the second thing that actually really helped me understand God's existence is science. I know that sounds a little weird, but I found this, actually I got this book for Christmas one year. I don't know if you can see this. This is not an ad.
Sorry, I'm just can't do this.
Hi! Okay. Small. I moved from Ottawa. I don't remember it. Love the Blue Jay hat. So, yeah, this book, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm gonna get really close. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, but okay, moving is still kind of scary. So yeah, I started, when I started studying science, exactly, Oakley, sponsored by the periodic table.
Periodic Tales.
Oh, periodic tales. Yeah, it's been a long week. But guys, this book is really good. It actually talks about the cultural significance of different elements, but I'm going to read just a little excerpt of the book. Let's see. I flagged it too.
You should see their washroom.
Our shower curtain is the periodic table of elements. So, where is it? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this is what I wanted to read. So, the elements I understood were the universal and fundamental ingredients of all matter. There was nothing that was not made out of elements, but the table into which the Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev had sorted them was even more than the sum of these remarkable parts. It made sense in the riotous variety of elements, placing them sequentially in rows by atomic number, so in such a way that their chemical relationships suddenly leapt out. It's like his table seemed to have a life of its own. And it's so interesting. If you get a chance to learn about the history of... No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No one ever expects.
It's true. But if you get a chance to learn about how the periodic table came into existence, scientists from all over the world started discovering how different elements all lined up. And then they started noticing these patterns, and it just all fit so perfectly. So perfectly. And their relationships are so interesting. So again, if you have a chance, I really encourage you just to look at the snapshot of the history of the periodic table of elements. And it sounds weird, but that actually proved to me that God is a creator, because that's kind of stuff doesn't just happen. And I know, that doesn't just happen.
AJ. A little late, but we're happy to see you, AJ.
Hey, AJ! That's fun to say. What a weird thing. I know, right? But it's true. And so the fun thing is, I think if I remember this correctly, the very last element to fit in was gold. And they did this test and it didn't make sense, and they were like, I have a theory that it actually fits next to silver, but their test failed. And they were like, no, the whole theory falls apart. And then they tested it again and again. And those last two tests actually proved that it sat perfectly. And so all of the noble gases and the halogens, and then you have your alkaline metals and your alkaline earth metals, all of this stuff just fit into place. And AJ, you just got thrown into a chemistry lesson. But that proved to me that God is real and that he's a creator. And I just wanted to talk really quick. So I have a couple verses. Proverbs, and Brad references this one a lot. Proverbs 3 verses 5 through 7. Isn't that it? Proverbs 3. Commit your ways to the Lord. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths.
Yeah.
Commit your ways to the Lord. Give them to him and see what happens. And if they're supposed to happen, they most certainly will. And then the other verse that I wanted to share with you guys is Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. And this one, I almost think God has a little bit of a sense of humor. The verse itself says, a man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. And I feel like this is just God saying, make your plans. This is a good thing. But also, he's the one who will direct your step exactly where you're supposed to go. And AJ, I'm throwing this in just because at the beginning we talked about a passage in Luke. It says that God knows the sparrows that are sold for a couple pennies, and you are far more valuable than sparrows. And so knowing all of these things that, again, these are just all in the book that he has committed people to write, that kind of explains my 28 years, that be kind to people, do your best, find good community, go for it, and ultimately that God is real and wanting good for you. So, any questions? I don't know, is that... I guess we're kind of done. I went a little bit over time, but if you guys have questions... Brad also has an announcement, so don't sign out yet. Love Proverbs, like the bunch of Christian...
What does that mean?
So Brad's comment, love Proverbs. It's like a bunch of Christians got into a room and just threw one-liners at each other. But actually... sorry. I just want to make sure, AJ, what does that mean? Is that about the Proverbs 16:10? Or the whole synopsis? Just give me a little bit more on that one. Just kind of made it up-o. Where's my water bottle? Where's my Tag Talk water bottle?
Well, you guys are thinking of any questions you might have. What's one thing you changed your mind about? Ooh, there you go. You know what? You can answer that first, and then I'll talk.
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, okay, 10 years ago, I was 18. And I wanted to... My mother knows this. I actually wanted to learn how to... I wanted to become a server and then work my way through Ireland as a bartender and as a waitress. And my parents nixed that, and I went to university instead. That probably would have changed my life. I also what I decided to study was a big one. I initially started to study communication, and then I switched to science, and I studied nutrition instead. So that might have been a pivotal thing, is what I decided to study. I did not ever, actually I did change my mind about Brad, because he asked me out once, and I said no. And he asked me out again, and I said yes. So, I mean, you're not wrong, Brad, sure.
AJ was wondering about
Proverbs. I see that. So the verse in Proverbs, a man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his step. It's kind of like saying, I think it applies more long term. I mean, if I thought I'd be sitting here, probably wouldn't have expected it, and yet God orchestrates things so that here we are. Does that kind of explain that? Like, I don't know what I'm doing Friday night, and yet whatever comes to fruition is because God has ordained it. And it's not always, we don't always understand. We don't. And that's where trust comes in, is that if we trust that He's for good, it's, yeah. Okay. Why nutrition? Well, when I was in high school, I dealt with an eating disorder, and so when I became a Christian, really, guys, God healed that, and that sounds crazy, but I started to learn about my worth, and that I was valuable, and it wasn't about what I looked like, and it wasn't about the clothes I was wearing, but it was about the words coming out of my mouth, the messages that were in my heart, the things that I was letting into my body through what I was listening to, what I was watching. That was more important. And so I studied nutrition because I wanted to help people understand their worth. And food is something that everybody we literally need it to live. Literally need it to live. So if I can help people understand why brown rice is good for you, and help translate some of the jargon that gets technical very quickly, that was part of why I studied nutrition. That's a really good question. Never too late to realize a dream.
No, AJ, not Brad.
You are very much fabulous. Yes, AJ, thank you, and so are you. That's true. I don't know if you wanted to have a...
Yeah, so if you guys have any other questions or anything like that, we'll still be on for a little bit. But just so you know, in case you haven't seen it on Instagram or a parent hasn't communicated, because Naomi or myself would have called every one of your parents today. We're just wanting, we called most parents today, sorry. We didn't hit every single parent, but we definitely got almost every parent of our youth. But we're wanting to do more stuff like this. We're going to have other live events. We're also going to just be posting other videos with challenges and little games for you guys to be doing. And these are just ways for you guys to still have something to do, because it kind of sucks right now not being able to hang out with you guys. But we still want to be part of your life, and we hope you guys still want to be part of ours. So we're going to be posting on Instagram and Facebook and that some funny games, some challenges, and you'll have to take pictures or videos and send them to me or email them to me and show me that you've done them. And if you do, then after a week, I'll let people know, and the person who did the most will get a prize, and I'll send that to you, or I'll email you a gift card number or something, but you'll get something for it. But it means you have to get engaged, and you got to get up off your bum and not just be on a screen all day to get that. Okay? And if you guys have ideas for things you want to see or do, you can let us know as well. We're trying to brainstorm all sorts of things, but we have a lot of options with internet, so let's get creative. You know, put your thinking cap on and let us know what ideas you might have.
Yep. There were a couple questions.
What's your favorite Bible story?
Favorite Bible story? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Because one of my favorite verses is when they're about to get thrown into the fire, and they say, I think one of the guards is like, "What if he doesn't save you?" And they say, even if I will still worship him. And so for me, that was one of those things, like, even if I lose everything, I have personally seen the goodness of God, and it's just a reminder to me that even when life is hard and it doesn't make sense, and I feel like I'm stuck in whatever mess I'm in, even if all of that doesn't change, that God is still good, and I trust that. And so, yeah, that's my favorite Bible story.
Sarah was asking what the Connection Nutrition.
Yeah. Okay. So I really would love to own a farm, like a nutrition. Yeah, but again, it's just because this is something since before I even met Brad. I'd really love to see an education garden, greenhouse center where people can come and learn about food, and also kind of have that tie into a food truck operation. So that's where the nutrition, the business, and the agriculture all kind of tie in. Yeah. That's that. I saw one about jasmine, basmati, or brown rice.
Yeah, Oakley said it changed his life.
Jasmine?
Yeah, jasmine.
Jasmine rice is, for somebody who doesn't like rice, is actually pretty good. Brown rice is better, way better for you. Jasmine rice has carbs, like starchy, simple carbs, but brown rice, you've got the whole grain, which means you have the fiber, you have the, and you have all the insides that have the vitamins and minerals, the protein and the fat in that single little rice kernel. So pound for pound, brown rice is much healthier for you, and it has a delightful nutty taste.
Maya wanted you to see that.
No one. Absolutely no one. Yes! Ah! I love that little guy so much.
AJ asked, what would you say to make a non-believer a believer?
What would I say to make a non-believer a believer? Man, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think it's just if I could say it in one sentence. I have had things happen in my life that I cannot explain other than God intervening, God showing grace, the Holy Spirit literally moving into my heart. I felt a wave the night that I asked for forgiveness. Those are things that no one can take away from me. I've had prayers answered that wouldn't make sense other than God hearing them and answering. So that's just, it's really my own personal experiences that no one can take away, that I would hope somebody would be open to seeing for themselves. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think there's anything you can say to convince someone, but there's stuff that no one can take away from my life that have happened that God has shown me. So, yeah, that's a good one though. And I really do hope that if there's people who aren't believers or are questioning that they just ask. Really, guys? So when I became a Christian, I actually became a Christian when I was like 19, 20. And I remember writing a letter to God, and I said, I grew up knowing all the stories, but if you're real, show me. Because I've heard all about forgiveness. So like I said, I know the stories, but I don't know you. If you're real, show me. And I really did mean that. And I left it open. So, yeah. That was... And he did. So, Brad is on a timeout again?
No.
Oh.
It would have popped up. He's just not saying anything.
Brad's just quiet. Mm-hmm. What? That's crazy. Soft band. I don't know what that means. Timeout?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's being technical.
Hey, no, that's great. I'm learning stuff.
Oh. Maybe it's just broken for him. Nothing's popped up, so I don't know what his issue is.
I don't know.
Ooh, do you have a favorite Bible verse? Agreed, Randy. So am I, Oakley, but sometimes you talk to your audience. Otherwise, it can sound condescending. You talk at their level.
But also, I'm learning stuff, so now I know what soft banded is, and you better believe I'm going to try to use that in a conversation with him.
Banded.
Soft band. It was past tense. Go back up. Oh, dang it. Hey, Brad Short. I was wrong. It's soft band. My favorite Bible verse? Honestly, I shared all of them. Really, I kind of put myself out there tonight. All of those verses that I shared are ones that have come up in my life at any given point. Actually, so I was telling Naomi today that even today I learned a new one that I really liked. And it's Hebrews. Hold on, let me find it. See, I don't even have it memorized. Here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Sarah asked what my favorite Bible verse is. I would have to say Matthew 5:16, which was on there. Let your light shine before men that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. But I just learned this one just today. And it's Hebrews 12, verses 12 and 13. And it says, therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees. Make level paths for your feet, so that the lame may not be disabled, but rather healed. And it actually comes right after Paul talks about being disciplined. And I really like that, because he talks about how discipline is beneficial, and we can look at what absolute truth is. But yes, also I love coffee, and I love Hebrews. But so that passage about strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees and make level paths for your feet. And because it comes right after a whole passage about discipline, it's kind of like, I feel like Paul is saying, now that you know how to do better, do better. Don't get stuck in trying to gain forgiveness. Like, acknowledge the sin, do better, and then get stronger from it. Make level paths. Does that make sense? Anyways, so, what is HRH? She gone. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's
a good point.
That's pretty much it. Life is all about practice. It's not perfection. It's practice.
Mm-hmm. And like we said, if you guys have other ideas, things you want to see us be doing, or even topics, we can do some more live stream ones like this where we talk about a specific topic that a leader leads. Please just let us know. You can write comments here, as well as on Instagram. You can text me, email me. You can put it on our Facebook. There's so many different places. There's no reason not to share things you want to talk about. So please let us know. Hope you guys learned something. We love you all. We're thinking of you all, especially with everything so crazy right now. So God bless, and we'll talk to you again soon.
G2G. Sorry, just throwing that in with Oakley.